Decided to do another one on JFK assassination. Um, I'm doing this mostly because there's so much confusion as to where the fatal headshot comes from. There's been hundreds of people, mostly armchair experts, coming up with the theories for where the fatal headshot came from. And some of these are coming from also, I believe, from disinfo agents, but whether they're legitimate theories or not, the thing is almost all of them are based on the flawed Zapruder film. And I'm not going to get into that in this one because I've covered it elsewhere, but the Zapruder film has been tampered with. You can't trust it. The Zapruder film has a contradiction in it. It shows splatter coming off the top of his head, okay, coming off the top of his head, but there's all this brain matter on the back of the car, on the back of the trunk. And you see you see Jackie crawling out there, and a lot of people thought she's trying to escape. But no, if you notice, she's picked something up. She's picking up a piece of his brain, and she, not thinking clearly. I guess she was thought the doctor could put it back in. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, okay. Now notice, watch, look at her body language here. Now let me go back. Okay, here they are just before they're entering the thing. Everything's fine. Now, he just been hit, it looked like. Connolly just got hit right there. You could tell by his reacting, and he's reacting. These are split. They're not the same. They got hit again. That's when he says, my God, they're going to kill us all. Connolly says that. She's looking at him. Now watch what happens here. This is fake. That's fake. So you notice I can't tell that she closed her eyes. She should have been sprayed in the face, and she's still looking down that way. She would have, the reaction would have been like that. You get sprayed in the face with something. Now she's going in the back, and you see she's picking up a piece of something off the back. See, she's got something in her hand. But let me go back to this again. Watch it again. When his head supposedly blows up, this is all fake. All that stuff in the front is fake. Because she didn't really react like that. She's not really looking at this. This is fake. This is all fake. Well, first of all, I just want to say, it's not really all that important where the shots came from, because we need to get the conspiracy. The thing is, they needed to do a proper investigation back in 1963 when this happened. They needed to do proper investigation back then, and they didn't. So, but there is bits and pieces of the information we can piece together, and I get into that and others. Following the paper trail is a better way of getting to the bottom of who really did this. But these details aren't that important, but I'm going to go over it anyway. Now, this is the only evidence you can go on, okay, is what the witnesses said. Now, the witnesses, if you notice that every single one of these witnesses points to the back right of the skull. Okay, now, the autopsy photos, which are also been tampered with, they show the top of his skull, but these, if you notice, these are fake. Let me show another one. I've pointed this out in another video. If you look at these closely, okay, these are like strips of film that they put over. They've just pasted this on top of the regular photograph. Okay, you can tell by the straight lines. I had a better picture of that. This one is really obvious. You can see that they've just cut out pieces of, probably a picture of gore from something, I don't know, maybe a real brain injury, and they pasted it on top of this photograph. You can see by the straight lines. These aren't, and that's all they've done there. But what you can tell, if you look close, see how that hair looks wet? This looks real. Down here, this area down here is fuzzy. It's fuzzy looking. It doesn't look crisp and clear like this does. This has almost undoubtedly been drawn in by an artist, probably not the best artist they could have found. But you got to find an artist who's willing to keep his mouth shut rather than skilled. So anyway, this happens to be the same place that all these people point to. Okay, now a shot from if the back of his head is blown out, that means a shot should come from the left front. Okay, that would indicate the car was right about here. It means it should. And there is a bullet hole in the windshield. Let's see if I can find that picture. Okay, there's at least a couple pictures. This one isn't very clear, but look at that. See, there's a bullet hole right here. Okay, right in the front of the windshield. Okay, that would kind of indicate a shot kind of from this angle, from over in this area. I believe it's probably more than this right here, number one. Okay, here's another. It had to come. Probably most likely that's about where he was at. And this is, but where the actual to blow out the back of his head, the shot would have had to come somewhere in this area. As you can see here, in order to have blown out this back of his head, like that photograph, the shot would have had to have come up, somewhere. I'm assuming in this area. It could have possibly been over there, maybe right there. There were witnesses that saw cops up here. There were people who saw cops there. In order to get a bullet hole, actually the bullet hole was just to the left of the mirror. So the bullet probably did come. There's people over there, witnesses that saw people over here. So to have missed Connolly, missed the driver, it probably would have had to have come from somewhere in this area to put a bullet hole right there. Now, there's disinformation. I believe William Cooper saying the driver shot him. That's probably disinformation. The Zapruder film has been screwed with, so you can't tell. It looks like he's kind of turning around like this, but it's hard to know what's been tampered. It's been tampered with. There was at least 50 witnesses that said they saw the car either come to a stop or almost come to a stop. The Zapruder film doesn't show that, so you can't get anything from the Zapruder film. The best thing you can do is go by what the witnesses say and use logic. If the right back of his head was blown out, it had to have been a shot from somewhere over the overpass.